Welcome back to Ridezone Bikes, where we break down the world's most iconic and upcoming motorcycles so you know what's worth your ride. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most rugged, reliable, and polarizing bikes in the adventure segment of the 2025 Kawasaki KLR 650. It's a machine that's been around in one form or another since 1987, earning a cult-like following among adverb enthusiasts and long-haul riders alike. With Kawasaki's latest iteration, the KLR 650 continues to evolve slowly, but surely. So, is it still the no-frills overland warrior we've always known? Or has it finally stepped into the modern age? Stick around, because we're breaking down every nut, bolt, and feature of this enduring legend. The KLR 650 is not just a motorcycle, it's a symbol of durability and go-anywhere capability. Over the decades, it's carved out a reputation as the ultimate adventure bike for riders who value simplicity over gimmicks, and function over flash. The 2025 model doesn't stray far from this DNA. Instead, Kawasaki has doubled down on what makes the KLR great: utility, range, ruggedness, and price. It's not built for the spec sheet battles. It's built for crossing continents on a budget, for being fixed with basic tools in the middle of nowhere, and for getting you home even when the trail says otherwise. Under the hood, or more accurately under the tank, the 2025 KLR 650 retains its proven 652cc, single-cylinder, liquid-cooled, Dock 4-stroke engine. It now meets the latest global emissions standards with fuel injection and revised tuning. The power output remains modest at around 40 horsepower and 39 pounds-feet of torque, but this bike isn't about speed. It's about tractable, dependable torque that gets you through mud, gravel, and gnarly switchbacks without breaking a sweat. Mated to a 5-speed transmission, the KLR's powertrain prioritizes low-end grunt and mid-range usability. It's smooth on the highway at 70 miles per hour and still has enough torque to climb forest roads or desert trails. Kawasaki has also made subtle improvements to throttle response and clutch feel, making this iteration just a bit more refined than before. And let's not forget it's a fuel-injected thumper, which means easier cold starts, smoother delivery at altitude, and fewer carburetor headaches. When it comes to suspension, Kawasaki has equipped the 2025 KLR with a 41mm telescopic fork up front and a uni-track rear linkage system in the back. It offers 7.9 inches of travel up front and 7.3 inches at the rear. It's not high-end, adjustable adventure suspension, but it's more than enough for most off-road and dual-sport riders. The front fork is non-adjustable, while the rear offers preload and rebound adjustment. On road, the bike feels stable and surprisingly planted for a TAL dual sport. It's not twitchy or overly top-heavy, and that 432-pound wet weight is manageable thanks to a low center of gravity. Off-road, it's competent in KTM 890, but perfectly capable of handling moderate trails, gravel roads, and rocky terrain. The 21-inch front and 17-inch rear wheels are spoked, which means more forgiveness off-road, and they come shod with dual-sport tires suited for 70% road, 30% trail use. Braking performance has always been a talking point on the KLR, and the 2025 model continues with a single 300mm front disc and 240mm rear disc, both gripped by two piston calipers. It's adequate and not exceptional, but the big update here is ABS, now standard on all trims. Kawasaki's ABS system is tuned conservatively, and it doesn't interfere too much off-road, though it can't be turned off on base models. However, on the KLR 650 Adventure and Traveler trims, you can disable the ABS on the rear wheel, ideal for riders who like to slide through corners or dig into terrain for control. As for electronics, well, this is a KLR. That means minimal rider aids, and that's intentional. You won't find traction control, riding modes, or cornering ABS here. What you do get is a basic digital dash, with a speedometer, fuel gauge, gear position indicator, trip meters, and a clock. It's all neat and nothing more. Simple, clear, and easy to read. Now, let's talk about the design. The 2025 KLR 650 sticks with the rugged, industrial aesthetic introduced in 2022. The bodywork is functional, with large shrouds, a tall windscreen, and a broad front fairing for wind protection. It has a tank that holds a generous 6.1 gallons, 23 liters, of fuel, giving you a real-world range of over 300 miles. That makes it one of the longest-legged bikes in its class, which is huge for riders who venture far between gas stations. Seat height sits at 34.3 inches, which will challenge shorter riders, but the seat itself is wide, flat, and surprisingly comfortable for long hauls. Kawasaki offers accessory low seats and gel seat upgrades, too. The handlebars are positioned for upright riding comfort, and foot pegs are spaced well for both seated and standing control off-road. Color options for 2025 include metallic matte twilight blue, digital camo gray, and firecracker red, depending on the trim. The adventure model even adds crash bars, LED auxiliary lights, and aluminum side cases as standard equipment, making it a true turnkey adverb machine. Now for the price, and this is where the KLR continues to shine. The base KLR 650 starts at $7,199, which is incredibly competitive for an adventure bike of this size and capability. The Traveler trim adds a top case and USB charging port and comes in at around $7,699. While the KLR 650 Adventure model, fully kitted with side cases, crash protection, and lights, tops out at $8,199. For under $9,000, you're getting a bike that can cross borders, tackle trails, and handle long commutes without batting an eye. Try finding another mid-weight adverb bike with this level of simplicity and dependability in that price range. It's not easy. What makes the KLR 650 stand out in 2025 isn't raw performance or cutting-edge tech. It's the complete lack of complexity. In an era where bikes are starting to resemble spaceships, the KLR remains proudly analog. That means fewer things to go wrong, easier roadside fixes, and a more visceral connection between you and the machine. Another huge selling point is reliability. The KLR has been field tested across continents, from the Alaskan tundra to the sands of Baja. It's not flashy, but it works, and it keeps working. For budget-conscious riders, overlanders, or anyone who values simplicity, the KLR is one of the last true survivors of a dying breed. So, is the 2025 Kawasaki KLR 650 the right bike for you? If you're looking for a high-tech rocket ship with the TFT dash and dynamic ride modes, look elsewhere. But if you want a proven, long-range, low-maintenance adventure machine that's ready to take you across the country or the globe without emptying your wallet,